Before he became the loudest voice in digital hustle, Gary V was stacking wine bottles in his dad's dusty basement. At 14, he was already selling baseball cards like a Wall Street broker. But when the internet came, Gary saw gold. He took over Wine Library, turned on the webcam, and never shut up. It wasn't charm. It was clarity of vision. He saw what others missed. Attention is currency. And he was about to cash in. Gary didn't sell wine. He sold his face, his voice, his opinion. Before content creator was a job, he was uploading daily rants, reviews, and raps about Pinot Noir. Each clip was a seed. Each view a signal. This wasn't marketing, it was manifestation. He believed that if you flood the world with value, the world eventually floods back. It wasn't just about content. It was about volume. Gary didn't invent hustle, he just made it louder. He turned work harder into a religion. No days off, he preaches, pacing the stage like a prophet in sneakers. To him, 9 to 5 is a cage. Side hustle is the key. Some call it toxic. But for Gary, work is love. Work is art. Work is oxygen. He doesn't want rest. He wants legacy. While others chased likes, Gary built leverage. VaynerMedia started in a conference room, no clients, no clout. But Gary was loud. He knew where attention lived. Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. So he poured everything in. Soon Fortune 500s came knocking. He didn't just build a brand, he became one. The wine guy turned mogul. From $3 million to $300 million. With zero investors. Even now, with fame and fortune, Gary still moves like he's broke. He remembers being the immigrant kid selling lemonade in Jersey. He's not chasing Lambos. He's chasing impact. He wants kids to hear his story and think, if he did it, so can I. Legacy is louder than likes. It's not about flex. It's about footprint. They called him loud, annoying, a motivational meme in human form. But Gary didn't flinch. Because criticism meant one thing: they were watching. He didn't knight their approval. He knighted their attention. While others tiptoed for perfection, he posted. While they built brands, he built community. Let them laugh. He was too busy building something they'd later envy. Gary's journey wasn't viral. It was daily, unglamorous. He filmed 1,000 episodes before most people noticed. No shortcuts, no fame hacks, just grit. He treats patience like a superpower. While others binge success stories, he binges execution. Overnight success. That's a myth sold by those who never stayed the night. Gary says the secret is simple. Flip the camera on yourself. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfect. You don't need followers, you need honesty. That's what wins. People don't buy polish. They buy truth. And if you speak yours loud enough, long enough, eventually the world stops scrolling and starts listening. Ask Gary the ROI of kindness and he'll say everything. He's not soft. He's strategic. He replies to comments at midnight. He shows up for fans nobody sees. Because real power is earned in the DMs, not the boardrooms. Empathy is not weakness. It's leverage. And Gary's playing the long game. Some call it burnout. Gary calls it alignment. He's tired but lit up. Because when your calendar is filled with purpose, exhaustion feels like fuel. He doesn't crash, he recalibrates. He doesn't rest, he redirects. That's the difference. Burnout comes from chasing things you don't love. Gary, he's chasing what sets his soul on fire. Gary loves to lose. Every L teaches him faster than a win ever could. He lost money. He lost friends. He lost time. But never momentum. Because losing isn't failure, quitting is. That's the code. That's what most people miss. You don't lose when you're behind. You lose when you stop showing up. And Gary, he never left the arena. Gary invested in Facebook, Twitter, Uber. But his biggest bet, self-awareness. He knows what he sucks at and hires better. Knows what he loves and lanes in harder. You can't scale without clarity. Gary's empire isn't built on hustle alone. It's built on knowing who he is. That's what multiplies execution. He moves fast, but thinks slow. That's Gary's paradox. Micro speed, macro patience. He'll post 40 clips a day, then wait 10 years to see the impact. Most people panic at month 3. Gary's calm at year 10. He's not playing to win today. He's playing to outlast everyone. Here's the twist: Gary never wanted to be famous. He wanted to buy the jets. All of this content, brand, books, noise. It's not ego. It's strategy. Every move is a brick. Every post a play. This isn't about clout. It's about ownership. Legacy, impact, and a Super Bowl seat with his name on it. Gary doesn't compete with others. He competes with yesterday's version of himself. That's the real hustle. Not likes, not money, progress. Every day he asks, did I do one thing that moved me forward? That's the metric. That's the game. Because the only person in your way is you. To Gen Z creators, Gary isn't a businessman, he's a blueprint. The guy who showed them it was possible. He doesn't gatekeep. He gives the playbook away daily. From NFTs to AI, he's always 10 steps ahead. And still answers DMs like he's got nothing to prove. That's why they follow. Not just the voice, but the values. Gary says it at every keynote. It's never too late to start. You could be 47 and still build your dream. He saw his mom start her business at 50. That's the real flex. Not fast, not young. No, whatever age, whatever stage, start now. Excuses don't scale. Execution does. Gary once thought being the CEO meant being the star. Then he realized leaders don't shine. They light up others. He stepped back, let others step up. Promoted from within. Pushed voices louder than his own. Because legacy isn't about being remembered. It's about helping others become unforgettable. Gary runs a $300 M company. But his top KPI, kindness. He leads with empathy. Listens more than he talks. Celebrates birthdays. Remembers names. Because people who feel safe build stronger. Culture eats strategy for breakfast. And at VaynerMedia, culture starts with him. Gary doesn't care if you clap. He cares if he respects himself. Every night he asks the mirror one thing. Did I do it my way? If the answer is yes, he sleeps fine. If not, he changes tomorrow. Fame fades. Money moves. But the mirror, it remembers everything. Gary never waited for Hollywood. He became his own media. No agent, no studio, no gatekeeper. Just phone, fire, and focus. Now millions listen daily. Not because he asked them to, but because he earned trust. True influence isn't built in meetings. It's built in moments. And Gary has owned thousands. Since age 8, Gary's had one goal. Buy the New York Jets. Not for status, but for story. The immigrant kid who sold lemonade now owns an NFL team. It's not about football. It's about possibility. Every tweet, every clip, every deal. All leads to that dream. One day he won't just wear the jersey. He'll sign the checks. Gary isn't just a businessman. He's a culture architect. He made empathy a boardroom word, turned hustle into a lifestyle brand, and gave creators a voice louder than networks. He doesn't follow culture. He builds it. From TikTok waves to LinkedIn revolutions. His fingerprints are everywhere. If it all ended tomorrow, no followers, no dollars, no fame, Gary says he'd still smile. Because he did it his way. With heart, with hustle, with impact. The content fades, but the kindness echoes. That's the real ROI. Legacy you don't have to post about. Gary always says, you don't need more motivation. You need permission to start. But here's the twist. Nobody else giving it to you. Not him, not me, only you. This is your sign. Your moment. Your start. Turn the phone. Press record. Post it. Because your legacy is waiting on the other side of fear. Gary S. not judging your pace. He's judging your excuses. I don't have time. He built wine library between diaper changes and midnight uploads. I'm not tech savvy. He learned by doing. He's not better than you. He just started earlier. You don't need a camera crew, just courage. The real flex. Doing it anyway. Gary's not naive. He sees the hate, the noise, but he doesn't match energy, he elevates it. Make positivity louder, he says. Because optimism scales. Negativity is cheap. It costs nothing to destroy. It takes vision to build. Every post, every reply, every keynote, he chooses kindness with volume. For 10 years they laughed at his videos. Said he was just a wine guy yelling into the void. Now, they call him for brand strategy. Patience is his punchline. He let the internet laugh. He let the market mature. Because timing always favors the one who never leaves. And Gary, he's still here. Still posting. Still winning. Gary doesn't follow trends. He kills them. When everyone zigged, he zagged. YouTube in 2006. TikTok in 2019. NFTs before they trended. He doesn't ask what works. He asks what's next. The game isn't to repeat. It's to redefine. He's not chasing the playbook. He's writing the next one. Gary yells for one reason. To silence your fear. Because deep down you already know what to do. You just need permission to believe it. That's why he shows up. Daily, loudly, relentlessly. Not to sell, but to shake you awake. Your voice matters. Your story counts. And if you don't tell it, someone else will. This is the line. Right here, where your last excuse dies. Gary didn't have a blueprint. He had belief. He didn't have luck. He had clarity. So stop blaming time. Stop blaming tech. Blame fear, then bite it. You already have the tools. You just need to use them. Right now, not tomorrow. Not when you're ready. No, Gary's legacy isn't views. It's voices. Creators he empowered. Businesses he ignited. Minds he rewired. He won't be remembered for shouting. He'll be remembered for sparking. The fire in others. The mirror moment. The one time someone said, he made me believe it was possible. That's the loudest echo. And it never fades. So now you know the story. From wine cellar to media empire. From silent to signal. From content to legacy. But this story isn't finished. Because it was never just about Gary. It's about you. your camera, your voice, your turn. So what will you build? Subscribe and start right now.